What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and the UFC is back this Saturday with an epic fight night card headlined by Amanda Ribas versus Mackenzie Dern 2. And this is a very solid main card. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about all the fights on the main card and giving my predictions for these fights. And let's get right into it. Starting off with Punahele Serrano versus Uros Medic. And in this one, I think I'm going to go with Medic in this one. I think he is a better striker. He's got very fast feet, fast hands. He's good defensively too. He's got good takedown defense. And I feel like Serrano should have probably stayed in the middleweight division. I feel like he's going to be really slow compared to Medic here. And I think he is going to be durable, but I think he's going to lose by decision here. I got 29-28 for Uros Medic. Then we've got Christian Rodriguez versus Austin Bashi. And in this one, I think I'm going to go with Christian Rodriguez to upset Austin Bashi, the young, hungry, undefeated, up-and-comer. And this isn't the first time we've seen this story with Christian Rodriguez. He's beaten Cameron Simon and Raul Rosas Jr., like giving them their first losses in MMA. And I think he's going to be able to do the same thing here. I think his opponent, Austin Bashi, is good. He's talented, but I feel like he uses a lot of unnecessary energy at times. He's very explosive, and I feel like sometimes he should just dial it back a little bit, because against more experienced fighters, you might just end up gassing yourself out and potentially getting finished later on. And I think that, Christian Rodriguez, despite losing to Julian Erosa on the ground, I think he's got a good ground game. I think he's got good defensive grappling. He got careless against Julian Erosa, and you can't get careless.
Women and children can be careless, but not men.
But I think he's learned his lesson on the ground, and in this one, I think he is going to be able to take away Austin Bashi's O and beat him by decision. I'm going to say 29-28 as well. Then we've got Chris Curtis taking on Roman Kopylov, and in this one, I think I'm going to go with Roman Kopylov, again winning by decision. I think that Kopylov is going to be significantly faster than Chris Curtis. He's got very fast hands. He's got very good footwork too, to stay elusive and move out the way of danger. And I think he's going to be working Chris Curtis's body in this one. He's got some very nasty body kicks that he actually finished Chris Curtis's teammate Punahele Serrano with, and I think that he's going to be targeting Chris Curtis's body. Curtis does have like a bit of like a Philly shell guard, but then he'll often go into a high guard, and I think that leaves a lot of space open for those body kicks. And Kopylov has some fast kicks too, and I think he is going to be pissing Chris Curtis off like Chris Curtis was getting pissed off against Hermanson with his footwork, with his fast, punches, his fast kicks. And I think he is going to be mixing some takedowns in here just to keep Curtis guessing and to avoid those dangerous exchanges. And I think Curtis is going to be trying to put the pressure on. And one thing I noticed about Kopylov is sometimes he does kind of just dip his head and get into a high guard, and that leaves space wide open for some body shots if Chris Curtis is able to take advantage of those. But the problem is with Curtis is he just mainly boxes. He doesn't really throw that many kicks. And when you're fighting someone with such good movement, you got to take his legs away. I don't know why Curtis didn't go to the leg kicks against Jack Hermanson to slow him down a bit. And I don't think he's going to be doing that in this fight. And I think he's just going to be getting pieced up. And then, he might have some excuses after the fight. But I think that Curtis is going to lose 29-28 once again. Then we got Cesar Almeida versus Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. And in this one, I think I'm going to go with Cesar Almeida to win by a TKO in round 3. I think that he's got great striking. He's a former glory kickboxer. He had close to like 50 kickboxing fights. And Abdul Razak Al-Hassan, he is a black belt in judo, but he doesn't really use his grappling too often. Most of the time it's people that are shooting on him, and then like he's trying to defend takedowns, and sometimes he gets out grappled. So I don't think he's going to be too effective grappling effectively here. I think this is mainly going to be a striking match, and I think that Abdul Razak Al-Hassan is going to get pieced up until he just gets finished. Then we've got Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Carlston Harris, and I think that Santiago Ponzinibbio is going to get a TKO here late in this fight in round 3. The last time we saw Carlston Harris, he got knocked out bad by Chaos Williams, and I think that Ponzinibbio is a fairly good striker. He's got a good jab, he's got good activity on the feet, and also he's got some potential takedowns if he feels the need to go there, but I think he can keep it on the feet and he can beat Carlston Harris, TKO him late in the fight. I think he could win this fight, like leading up to the finish in the first 2 rounds, using that jab, using those combinations, and then eventually in the 3rd round, finding a finish to put away Carlston Harris and potentially retire. Then we've got the main event, Amanda Ribas versus Mackenzie Dern, and I think that Amanda Ribas is going to win this fight by decision. I feel like Mackenzie Dern is just like, she's got good jiu-jitsu and she actually has power on the feet, but the problem is her defense is like almost non-existent, and I feel like in every fight she's getting dropped like multiple times, getting rocked, like leaving herself wide open. I think her last fight was, well, she didn't get rocked in her last fight against Lupi Godinez, but I feel like she always just has like poor defense, and I think even against like kicks, not just strikes to the face, I think with the kicks too, and Amanda Ribas has some great kicks. That's like a very strong weapon in her striking, and I think she's gonna be using a lot of those. And on the ground, we know that they're both like high level. I would maybe give an advantage to Mackenzie Dern, but Amanda Ribas is really good on the ground too, so I think she's going to be able to keep it standing. Even if it hits the ground, I think she's going to survive there and then just piece up Mackenzie Dern and win the decision, hopefully get a finish. But I think that she's going to win the decision. And I got her winning 49-46, unanimous decision. Those are my predictions for UFC Vegas 101. Thank you guys for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.